Mitro, nice post-lunch, that's the only way to get attention. The whole country wakes up, I'm sure we will also. Okay, this is going to be short, we have to talk 15 minutes, doctor-patient relationship. All of you all have had the chapter on this, so I won't talk anything of that. It's a question of trust, deficit of trust. All of us trust, which is why we survive. It's a remarkable phenomenon that all of us have been born with the need to look after ourselves. Basically, all organisms are selfish, that we are supposed to survive, and to survive, to exist, we have to watch out for ourselves. And it's a remarkable thing that human beings, to be able to live longer, have learned this whole business of being able to trust each other. We trust mummy, and the trust with mummy teaches us to trust a lot of other people. I trusted the driver who brought me here. You all trusted the gentleman who cooked for you over here. And you all ate quietly without even asking who cooked this. Where did he get this material from? It seems so routine for us that without knowing somebody, without being aware of the other person or the human being, we trust. It is basic to our survival. A person who has to be on guard all the time, unable to trust, is going to be in trouble, is going to be exhausted. And there are certain features which help us make trust. One, that we are familiar with the situation, that we have some degree of being able to say, no, I won't come in this car, or I won't eat this food. And of course, that I'm aware what happens here. Let's take an example. A person has to go to a lawyer, a person has to go to a doctor. The doctor has to look after my interests, the lawyer has to look after my interest. Whom do we trust? We trust both. If we don't trust, we can't go. Why is it then there is a difference between how a lawyer is perceived or a doctor is perceived? Why is it that almost every doctor has some patients who say, "Aap mere liye Bhagwan ho"? And of course, there are some doctors who have every patient who says, "Aap mere liye Bhagwan ho." I don't know whether any lawyer has ever been told, "Aap mere liye Bhagwan ho." It's not that they provide any less of a service. It's not that they are not working hard. It's not as if their work is not demanding. It requires intelligence, clever, this, that, etc. Somewhere, this notion that doctors have been able to create is that we help people beyond what average people help, like accountants or lawyers or other professionals. And that, of course, is a great demand. It's a remarkable thing that somebody should believe this person looks after my being alive. Now, being involved in such a relationship is not by will. Nobody chooses to go to a doctor ki chalo chalo doctor ke paas jate hain. A doctor is always a compulsion. Going to a hospital is an imposition. The first thing that most of us are supposed to feel if we are ill or going to, why me? Mere piche kyo pada hai? Why has this happened to me? Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to take leave and go to a doctor? Why do I have to do these tests? Why do I have to spend money? Illness is an imposition. Illness is bad luck. And yet, people end up saying, "Aap mere liye Bhagwan ho." It's a remarkable thing that somebody who comes with first this basic negative feeling inside, he's not come for a holiday, he's not come to enjoy, he's not come to a movie, he's not come to a holiday railway station to just pass by some time or something. It is because doctors and patients develop certain forms of relationship. The father-child relationship is well known, that especially very common in old age, long years past, and often also still common among senior doctors, the father-child relationship. Main bolta hu, karo. So there are any number of doctors who are able to maintain this kind of relationship with their patients, where the child gives himself up totally to the parent. So the doctor decides तुम्हारी क्या बीमारी है, तुम्हारी क्या दवा है, there are no questions asked. There is complete trust in this father-child relationship, and it is nurtured by many doctors, and it is felt comfortable by many patients. Now, is this the best form? There are arguments. Many people believe that the adult-adult relationship in doctor-patient situation is more valid. In Western countries, for example, it will be invariable. For example, that the patient has these options, these choices, he has to make up his mind what he would like to do. So, the whole approach may vary from culture to culture. Where there is this father-child situation can also make it possible that the child therefore can prone to be irresponsible. Whereas, I have told you to take your TB medicines for 6 months. And if the patient is child, so he listens very nicely, doctor ne bola TB to TB, I don't have to ask for proof. And yet after 2 months he stops his tablets. Whereas an adult-adult relationship, the patient as an adult takes responsibility for the decision that he has taken, that all right, I first accept this TB, or I'm not sure about this diagnosis, or I want certain proofs, etc., etc. And it is my decision that yes, apparently what the doctor said is right, I have TB, and that's why I will follow his advice like an adult. In which case, then he is responsible for his treatment. Which is better, which is easier, may vary according to circumstances. Which is more prone to cause distrust also would vary. In a father-child relationship, often it is easier for the doctor because I have said, you have heard. From the patient's point of view, is that really a good thing? Is it all right for the patient to hand over everything and abhi wo bolte hain waisa karne ka mere liye bhagwan hai? And then, as happens to many children, that there will be periods when there will be opposition, there will be resentment, or there will be rebellion. And of course, this would depend largely on the personality types of the people that we see. Now, the trouble is that most of us look upon the ailment that the person brings. He points to the stomach, we'll look to the stomach. He points to the chest, we'll look to the chest. Psychiatrists don't look to the stomach or to the chest or anywhere. We don't look anything below this. For us, no matter what his big complaints. Now, for example, I am at Hinduja. Now, there's a huge bunch of my patients who I've got genuine medical illnesses. They are today, this morning, just now, we had this renal transplant patients program and a lot of, lot of dancing and singing and all the renal transplant. The idea is these people have got genuine medical illnesses. I'm not concerned about that. Now, he's cardiac or he's renal. Or my only concern is, depending on the nature of disease he has, which tablet I won't be able to give him. So, understanding that every patient, no matter which part of the body he comes from, he has a certain personality type, which will more or less decide in advance whether he's going to be a trusting or non-trusting sort. Personality types, we have got a huge number, a huge list of that. The basic swabhav, nature of me coping with my environment. The brain as tissue, ang, which looks after the function of the human brain, as far as I am concerned, this is how I tell my patients, is only one, adaptation to the environment. In us, in all animals, cats, dogs, monkeys, bears, it has developed only to cope with the environment. It has developed various parts, various sense organs, which are the branches of the brain, to be able to perceive the environment and produce responses which are useful to me. That is the function of the human brain and the animal brain. Every animal, शेर आया चल भागते, भूख लगा चलो घास खाते, ठंडी लगता चलो केव में जाते. The purpose of the brain is I should survive. The types of responses that these brains produce are called personality types. He who is savdhan, khatra, danger, dhokha, what we loosely call anxious personalities, are people who cannot trust. So it's not a universal disorder. The people who have been taught to be on guard or who are genetically prone to be on guard, हमारी भाषा में anxious personality disorder, will find it necessary to ask 3 times. ये 2 टाइम ही लेने का है ना, पर सुबह में पानी के साथ लिया तो शाम को भी पानी के साथ के ही लेना पड़ेगा. And having asked all that, then the relative also who has the same personality disorder, it is genetic, will ask the same questions. नहीं इधर दो. नहीं इनको बताया है, हाँ वो ठीक है पर मैं एक बार पूछ लेता हूँ. For me, that is a diagnosis. So I will answer them patiently. And then the third time they ask, I'll say, abhi nahi bataunga. Then they'll say, why? Then I'll give my bhashan. जितना केमिकल उत्पन्न करते हो उतना खर्चा करो. ब्रेन का केमिकल वापरते हैं नेगेटिव भावना में, ईर्ष्या, चिंता, दुख, भय, गुस्सा, इसमें केमिकल खर्चा होता है. उत्पन्न होता है हंसी, मजाक, खुशी, कसरत, व्यायाम, सेक्स, इसमें केमिकल बनता है. इनकम कमती, खर्चा ज़्यादा, शॉर्टेज आती है, मेरा जैसा डॉक्टर भरता है. दैट इज द इलाज. सो आई आस्क देम, अभी ये प्रिस्क्रिप्शन पर कितना केमिकल खर्चा किया? नहीं, खाली पूछ रहे हैं. पर कोई तकलीफ नहीं होगी, पर कोई साइड इफेक्ट हुआ तो, पर ऐसा हुआ तो, वैसा हुआ तो. सर्जरी नहीं है, गोली है, बंद कर देना. The fear of consequences, the fear that I cannot trust, that I am in charge of my life, I have to be careful, there's no one to look after me. It is a very costly thing for the human brain. It is very costly for this patient. And depending on the circumstances that he has come up with, the environment he has seen, the ability to trust or the fear and the doubt that plagues him interferes with our relationship. Somehow then we get a feeling of disapproval. इतना बड़ा है, मानता ही नहीं है, समझता ही नहीं है. Second opinion, third opinion. There are other personality types, antisocial personality types, psychopathic personality types, a variety of personalities, obsessive personalities. We won't go into all details in 15 minutes. The add-ons to these personalities are depending on what experiences he had previously with doctors, and of course, what surrounds the doctor's aura. बहुत सर्जरी करता है, बहुत खर्चा करता है, सबको एडमिट करता है. There's a folklore, there's a background going on, there's a story that everybody has been told. Of course, there's a question of cash, and there's always the question of second opinions. There's now on WhatsApp something going on. For God's sake, talk good about other doctors. ये डॉक्टर को अभी जब पकड़ा था, जेल में गए थे, only doctors came to help, patient लोग नहीं आते, वगैरह वगैरह. So second opinions, which have their own opinion, वो उसने कुछ देखा ही नहीं, उसने कुछ समझा ही नहीं. Our big enemy. Why? Because it is the written word. You won't believe, I did my MD in 1976, so 40 years. I keep a pamphlet near me. God knows it is written perhaps by some student of mine or student. But it is written, it is printed. So when the person comes to me, छाती धड़कन, सांस फूलता है, हाथ पैर धुजता है, झुंझुनाहट, मुंगी आता है, चक्कर आता है, पेट में गैस, गुड़ मछली and all that, I take out that pamphlet. ये वाला होता है क्या? ये हाँ बराबर है. Now, if I had just said, yes, I know your illness, लिखा था. I asked them, आपका फोटो इधर कैसे आया? मतलब आपका बीमारी जानते हैं. आपका बीमारी जानते हैं तो इलाज भी जानते होंगे. Mr. Google undermines everything that you say. And I asked them, अगर पॉकेट में पैसा है, परवड़ता है, तो एक नहीं 4 डॉक्टर का ओपिनियन ले लो. एटलीस्ट थोड़ा तो देखते हो कि ये क्या आदमी है, सुनता है कि नहीं, बराबर समझा है कि नहीं मेरी बात, मतलब इसको अक्ल है कि खाली फोन पर बात कर रहा था. गूगल पे किसने लिखा है? somebody who has lot of time, no patience, that's why he got time to write. So I often tell them that the ability to trust just because it is a written word, etc. भाषण बहुत लंबा होता है उसमें. Everybody has to be educated. I've got it by heart, so it almost it goes on at the spinal level only. I go on talking. And of course, it is how we shall, because it was very well understood. Patient सामने आएगा, history taking, you will talk, you will ask, he will answer. And now when to cope in the phone and Skype, इंग्लैंड जाते, अमेरिका जाते, पेशेंट नहीं, हाँ इलाज तो हम आपका ही करेंगे, उधर से करेंगे. माई माइंड इज थिंकिंग कि अरे आपको दिखता नहीं, आई कांट आस्क क्वेश्चंस, आई डोंट नो हाउ यू आर सिटिंग. मेरा वी गो टू एनीबडी, वी मेक अप आवर माइंड अबाउट द पर्सन, स्वभाव, नेचर, पर्सनैलिटी, डिपेंडिंग ऑन वेर ही इज, क्या ना, उसका पोस्चर से, उसका दांत से, उसका हाथ पैर से. ऑल दैट इज ओवर व्हेन यू आर गेटिंग अ मैसेज ऑन द व्हाट्सएप. हाउ डू यू आंसर? A big blow to relationships is going to be when we are able to depend only on partial information. Our own judgment of the person is not likely to be complete. And of course, there is a whole vast variety of things that doctors are involved in. One is medicine. Now, doctor बहुत अच्छा है, पर उनका गोली बराबर नहीं, या उनका असिस्टेंट बराबर नहीं, या हॉस्पिटल बराबर नहीं, या हॉस्पिटल का खाना बराबर नहीं. And anything can undermine the relationship that we have. What does it need for the doctor to be able to develop this trust business? It's our personality. Those of us who have the patience to be able to accept कि बेचारे को ये तकलीफ होगी, even I would have had a difficulty if whether I go to my tailor or anybody else, to be able to trust the person takes me a little time. That fellow has to earn my confidence. Even if the kela wala, at least he has to look as if he is decent before I buy bananas, because ये साला चोर लगता है, इसका मुंह देख. So, the ability to trust in every area, the doctor's personality counts. Some of us who are warm, some who smile, some who are caring. There is a need in the patient कि ये type का doctor चाहिए. The patients checking the doctor for the tick signs. Now there is yesterday, for example, I got a message just yesterday from a doctor who would bring a mother. Last time she came to you, she felt you were very strict. अभी मेरे को हंसी नहीं आती है. This is the thobda, this is what it is. But the relationship would depend कि that lady would come back to me if she felt I was a smiling doctor, because then she would say, this is the doctor who understands my problem. Can I take 5 minutes more? Not you all, I have to ask them. Some techniques that I try and follow, not all of them I am able to, but one is writing. I write down everything that the person says. This conveys an impression that I am taking everything in. It helps me in one way that I don't have to look at the patient all the time. Because when I look, I have to change my expression and respond. Abhi, at this age, सब stories already सुन लिया है. Nobody brings anything new. And so what I do is I just go on writing and actually fill up 4 or 5 pages. Many doctors who, the same file goes to the other doctors in the hospital. So, क्या तेरा stories है यार? क्या लंबा लिख? Abhi, I tell them I write this because I can't remember later on and all. But the basic idea is the patient gets an impression कि सब कुछ सुना, सब कुछ लिखा. Then I will go through the list. हाँ, बराबर, अच्छा. Now that gives an idea, conveys an idea that this person heard me. Of course, one has to talk, so there's a lot of time. In my dhanda, I can tell you frankly, it doesn't apply to all other branches. Diagnosis takes 2 minutes. Selling the diagnosis takes 45 minutes. So to be able to help the person to acknowledge and accept कि ये बीमारी, because nobody comes to us willingly. They come with छाती धड़कन सांस फूलना. They don't want my diagnosis. So I show these little pamphlets, I ask them questions, and I trust them in the sense that I believe कि आपने आए हैं तो करोगे. But I also acknowledge that we can't win them all. In this atmosphere of distrust all over, in this atmosphere of that anybody can be cheated anytime, in the atmosphere that you can't even trust your 500 rupee or 1000 rupee note, रखा था कि इससे खरीदेंगे. Thank you.